In November, Turkish voters get to do this all over again, only 5 months after their last general election. Analysts believe President Recep Tayyip Erdogan wants to create a majority for the ruling AK party, which he helped create.
His main objective is to have an early election because AKP only needs 18 MPs in the parliament to form a majority government. And since the beginning, Erdogan's aim is to have an early election and increase the votes of the AKP to 3%. That will be enough for AKP to get a majority in the parliament.
The AKP lost its majority in June's elections after 13 years in power. Since then, attempts to form a coalition with opposition parties have failed, the first time that's happened in Turkey. Meanwhile, the Turkish military has launched hundreds of airstrikes against the separatist Kurdistan Workers' Party, the PKK. More than 60 soldiers and members of the security forces have been killed as the PKK steps up its attacks. The Turkish lira has lost a quarter of its value against the dollar since the beginning of the year.
This is not a sustainable political and economic situation. There is difficult problems in Turkish economy. There has been a new war with PKK. Turkey joined a coalition against ISIS. Turkey needs a strong government. And AKP this time is trying to get an early election and form a majority government. But if does not happen, if will not happen, then AKP has to form a coalition government.
The leader of the secular opposition party, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, says Turkey's democracy has been suspended. Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu says his party has not deviated 1 inch from the constitution and the law. The Prime Minister will now form an interim government. 2 opposition parties have said they'll have nothing to do with it, but cabinet posts will go to the pro-Kurdish party, and that's the first time that's happened in Turkish history. It's mainly symbolic, though. There'll be no legislative agenda between now and November's election. Bernard Smith, Al Jazeera, Istanbul.